with Zero Lambda. Admitting for us tonight is Ghost Gambit. Special thanks to both of you for doing that. And we are casting Elysium versus CrazyChaos, or Chaosy, as he is known at the moment. Chaosy, as he is known at the moment. So yeah, we'll start with Chaos first here. Let us know your race, rank, region, and your favorite thing to put on a dessert.
All right, so I'm Chaos C. I am Zerg/Terran. I am on rank/bronze, and I play on the American server. Although I'm going to branch out to European servers, in an unmarked police car. And my favorite dessert topping must be hot fudge.
Hot fudge. I like hot fudge.
Yes. Alright, so that's it. The awkwardness of the silence.
Okay. And then switch it over to Elysium then.
Alright, hi, I'm Elyzium. I am a Terran currently in Bronze League, and I just like chocolate. And if I have a choice between any dessert, choices, and one of them is chocolate, I'm going to choose that one.
Oh, I now realize you actually answered this on Thursday.
Not really.
Didn't you?
I was in I left the Google Hangout and I put sriracha because they asked if it was a sweet or a salty flavoring that you like to put on stuff or topping, and I put sriracha on everything. Indian food, ramen,
ice cream.
You probably could. Have you ever had like chocolate with chili flakes in it? It's actually kind of good.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's a different flavor.
I have to say,
because chocolate cocoa wasn't originally like sweet anyway. I mean, it's not, wasn't used that way.
Yeah.
Historically.
I have to say,
I don't know. I don't know the history of it. I'm saying random shit I heard somewhere once.
The current favorite of mine is to chop up Andes mints and sprinkle them into vanilla bean ice cream.
Oh yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, no desserts for me for a while. I'm going paleo diet tomorrow. I'm gonna throw out all the flour and rice and shit in my house.
Ooh.
Paleo.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Okay. Alright, well, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump over to the map veto stuff. You guys are playing a best of 3 tonight, so you will both have 2 vetoes. But as always, we need to play rock, paper, scissors first. So send me that.
And I got this wrong last time. Who am I messaging?
Messaging the guy with the platinum board.
Alright.
Yeah, not the unranked dude.
Wait, who?
Message the silver one.
Here,
it's just silver. There you go. Just right click on me.
Wait.
Or I can
Since someone is trying to message Omega?
Yes.
I usually message.
Well, I didn't message my opponent last time. I just messaged the wrong observer.
Did it do it right?
Yep. Chaos wants paper and Elysium wants scissors. So Elysium, would you like to veto first or second?
I should at least go to that.
I don't care. I'm not like. I mean, I'm Bronze League. It's not. It's not like analyzing maps is something I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I'll go first. Let me go pull up the map list real quick.
Okay.
Cactus Valley.
Okay.
To veto that, please.
Next is Chaos.
Alright, let's get rid of Echo.
Okay. Next.
Inferno Pools.
Damn it.
Alright. And last veto is what?
Let's. I'm gonna go with Coda.
Okay, cool. So, Elysium, you will be picking the first map of the 3 remaining that we'll be starting on. Which one should that be? That's Expedition Lost, Vani, or Iron Fortress.
Let's play Vonnie.
Okay. And second, Crazy.
Expedition Lost.
Cool. Okay, that means our map pool is set up here, so we are ready to start. Once again, that's on Vani Research Station for our first map. As always, we remind you that we ask you to come back at the end if you win. If you don't, it's only optional, but we still appreciate it all the same. And we wish you good luck.
Alright, I will
Yay!
not. I will not do the same thing that Tim did when he popped in mid game or like between games.
No, that's okay. I think it was fairly understandable, actually. That
Yeah.
situation, but we appreciate it.
Alright. See you at the end of the games.
Okay.
Yeah, good luck.
See you later.
All right. Chat with you later.
Here we go. Pretty excited for this one.
Yeah, this should be interesting. I mean, matches at this level are always a little bit unpredictable. I think both players will tend to have some kind of opening in mind, but after that, it gets fairly fluid based on what they just kind of what happens. And I mean, when I say what happens, I mean that could be literally anything from I accidentally trapped my worker behind 2 buildings. Crap, now I need to take another one. Oh no, my build is gone. Oh crap, I supply blocked myself right after that. Like this sort of nonsense that can easily occur when you're dealing with newer players or players that just don't play that much. Sure, I always actually think it's fun. Like the stuff that you see happen is very unusual on the whole.
No, definitely I agree too, because we're starting to see the beginning of decision making, and it's not always right, and that leads to some interesting scenarios in that case. But
Yeah.
so what do you think? Vani Research Station, we got a ZVT. Expect to see here from you guys.
Chaos has traditionally played a very aggressive style, regardless of what race he plays. So I'm expecting to see some kind of attack from him. Elysium, I think she has more familiarity with bio, but I've seen her experiment with mech occasionally. So we'll see. We should see some sort of shape of either of those, I think.
Yeah, and she mentioned too she was having trouble in TVT earlier, but this is definitely not a TVT. It's TVT.
No.
So it should be. I don't know. We don't know what her Zerg game is actually like. We've seen her play against a Zerg player.
Oh.
Fun.
All right, at the top of the map, we have our Orange Terran player. It is none other than Elysium.
And her opponent spawning in the center bottom of the map. Teal Zerg player. This Kelsey.
You don't see those white boxes?
I don't see white boxes.
Okay, something's wrong with my texture pack for like Ultra or something. Okay, that's cool. It's like hovering over like a bunch of the larvae and the main hatchery and
Really?
the command center. That is super weird looking.
looks
I'm gonna
normal
take
to
a
me.
screenshot so I can show everybody later.
Oh, definitely.
Anyway, putting that aside because it doesn't actually matter to this in the slightest. So far, nothing unusual happening. We don't see any SCVs running across the map to set up proxies. Chaos is in fact building workers, which means we're not going to see the early pool variety of shenanigans. So we just got to wait it out a little bit to see where this goes.
And now, traditionally, I think Cassie mentioned his best race is Zerg, right?
I think so, and I think that's pretty consistent from what we've seen from him as well.
I know that Liz hasn't been practicing much this week, and Kelsey is best at Zerg. So hopefully this won't be too difficult to hold off whatever he's got in store here. But We live in the first drone. It's going hatch first, it looks like.
Yep. So this is kind of like the first sort of thing you might see in a game like this. Like this is like I said, these openers will look a little bit closer to what you would expect, but elements of them are going to be a little off. Like probably the drone should have been down there sooner. So now he's got like an extra 100 minerals floating around. Now his build gets a little funky. That sort of thing is going to be super common with both players. And it's just the way you cure that is just playing, just trying to be as accurate as you can. You get there. You get there one way or another.
On the either live or die. That's how it goes.
For Elysium, we've got a couple barracks going down before moving over into what I expect to be an expansion. But she might not do that. I think we did see one other game with her where she built 3 barracks, built a little bit of an army, and then got an expansion. Yeah, looks like that. But she might be going for a timing attack this time, which would be kind of fun.
Timing attack would be cool. Yeah, I think, like you mentioned last time, she likes to build up an army. She wants to be safe. She likes the defensive.
Yep. I mean, this is... I think at this level it's kind of fine. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's probably a decent idea, too, especially given... Yeah, if I were to look up Chaos's games, I would be expecting something to come at me. Whether... Yeah, well, okay. There's some links. We'll see if they're followed by 16 more links. They might not. They might be. I mean, he's got 500 minerals. There's that. Everybody has that moment when you're playing around this level where you occasionally remember, oh, I should keep my money down. You look and you have 700 minerals, and you're like, what can I build really quickly? Let's pull a hatchery, and then hold down C. Oh crap! Need an overlord. Yeah. See, that's kind of what happens to you, and then the money goes back up because you get stuck.
Getting too big for your...
So you get like bursts of production.
Yeah. Too big for your britches at that point.
Yeah.
So Elysium herself, though, moving into factory. Like we said before, Bio's a heavy-duty play for her in her playstyle and such like that. So we can expect to see a starport pretty close after this. 1 reactor, 2 tech labs on the barracks.
Yeah, I think this is odd for me because like if you go this far down the tech tree, I feel like you're saying you want to do some kind of drop play to do damage before going into an expansion, and it's just that this does seem a lot more aggressive than what I'd expect from her. But okay, she's setting up for the command center now. Okay, but okay, cool. Hopefully, see some drop play. Drops can be pretty fun. Chaos right now is, let's see here. Doesn't look like he's actually set up for this, really, at all. I mean, he's not. It comes down to whether or not he's set up for it in a couple minutes. But he does have the queen in play. He is still... he's actually short 1 at the moment. Doesn't have one as an actual. But he's fixing that problem by the look of it.
Only got off his supply block there, building that overlord. And Elysium's loading up her bunker, getting stim pack and combat shield. Good choices. Tanks of her own.
You know, I'm actually thinking Elysium's macro might be slightly more solid than Chaos's. It's not by a huge margin, but I'm just looking at certain elements of this here. We have Chaos building up a pretty intense amount of minerals here. And, I mean, he's still keeping ahead of the Terran as you would expect, but Elysium's keeping that gap rather close, which, if this builds up to a mid-game fight of some kind, we might actually see the Terran a little bit ahead when that happens.
Yeah, I agree. I think floating minerals, kind of a telltale sign there. The macro, how efficient you are at building things. And he doesn't have much in the way of, you know, his army supply is the same, but you know, it's all links.
It's got Roach Tech coming up here. So it looks like Chaos is going to be going for the traditional Roach Hydra style approach.
This starport is indeed not for medevacs.
Oh, Banelings. Okay. Banelings it is.
They're going to have a tough time against these cloaked banshees that are going to be coming out.
I think Banelings are an excellent choice if your opponent, like, just mixing them in even to just standard compositions when your opponent is not particularly high level is super strong. Just like DTs or anything else that requires a kind of quick reaction. If you can catch somebody off guard, it is super strong. Also, people don't split very well here, so they're just intelligent in general.
I love games, especially higher level games where Protoss has a gateway army and their opponent hasn't seen the Dark Shrine yet, and they mix the DTs in with their gateway army, so you don't really notice what's going on until half your army evaporates
Yeah.
much faster than it should.
With a lot of players, though, you hear that telltale vunk noise, and you're like,
Yeah, the lightsaber swing and the of
It
everything
actually
dying.
makes your skin crawl a little bit when you hear that noise.
Yep. it's terrifying.
I've had interesting games of what was that called? That game where you played as mages and tried to push each other into the lava. That arcade map.
Oh, Magecraft?
Yeah. There's a particular move in that sounds like a DT slice, and it scares the shit out of people. It's really funny. It just goes bzzz, and they're like, oh, Okay, so this is the beginning of a lot of problems for Chaosy here. We've got a Banshee in his base. There's no detection to be seen. Lair is still kind of a ways off here. He's building two of them for some reason, actually. And,
I like it. No detection to be seen.
yes. And we don't have any spores up either, so this is going to do a pretty absurd amount of damage.
Yeah, that's terrible damage to make.
yes, it is.
Terrible damage. Well, he's
Gotta
reacting.
do terrible damage. And no, sorry, I don't have a Dustin Browder impression.
Terrible. Chaos, he's throwing down a couple spore crawlers. Going to try and get these
It's a little
panicked
hard to
out,
see
but...
here. I'm gonna hold up the cell phone. Get that reference. Cool.
No, I missed it. I'm sorry.
I'm
not
no,
cool.
that was him at one of the conventions where their presentation went out.
Oh,
So
wait, I do remember that.
Well, I've got the slides on the cell phone here. I'll walk up so you can squint at it.
Nice.
Because you would think he was joking, but still. So this is an incredibly brutal situation for our Zerg. I mean, he's pretty much lost all of his economy. He's down to 4 workers. So he has to take what he has right now. Probably just go for an all-out bailing attack and hope he can equalize the damage. It's going to be tough, especially since at the front there's already 3 siege tanks. So any kind of bailing attack is likely not to work.
He's got a pretty decent bank. He could fall back and hang on for just a little bit. This Terran force isn't actually as scary as it would be if he had more banelings here. He's got plenty of gas for a few, but Elysium scouted the
this
forward.
choice to build a forward hatchery seems maybe a little bit like a bad idea. Oh, he doesn't have speed.
And,
dear.
and no micro going on here. Not focusing down the hatchery and
No
roaches.
fighting either, so the Zerg is actually going to win this fight.
Roaches pick apart the army quite handily.
Okay, Chaos needs that kind of thing to happen a few more times, but it's a good start.
Could work. Losing control of some Marines here at the front. The roaches are going to move up and they're going to get a nasty surprise. It's not reacting very fast. Every single one's going to fall.
Nah, siege tanks are good. They'll never die to a handful of units. Unless they're fast and get up in melee range.
So he's still having a little trouble replenishing with an H. Replenishing his economy here. It's 6 to 38 workers currently. It's absolutely brutal. Got a forward hatchery now, and it's just... This is right in the reinforcement path of the Terran army. So if he gets pushed back, he's going to be in huge trouble if he decides to invest in the space a little too deeply. And let's see, I'm going for another command center. 2 command centers. Got a little bank of our own here to work.
Chaos has started to run out of gas. I think this is where the worker count is going to start to really hurt. Just have a moderately sized army to work with. And yeah, it looks like Elysium's approach to this situation is to essentially handle it the way CRQ typically does, which is to just build a bunch of command centers and take expansions and just just max out. I mean, why not?
Outmine your opponent. Why
You've
not?
done some serious damage, and it's the kind of damage that you maximize the most by getting ahead in economy. So I think this is a pretty good decision.
Yeah, so here
Granted, you probably could kill him, but that's fine too. It's fine. You win either way. Remember that, folks. You win
either way. Yes, you do. It doesn't always have to be about the killing.
No. Sometimes it's about the process of getting there with a giant army so you can just roll across the map with it. AKA the philosophy of Protoss.
Yes, Death Ball. Lasers everywhere. I love lasers.
So here's the thing. I mean, while we're chilling and killing some time here, the Adept Forgate thing I was talking about in Legacy of the Void, yeah, it's pretty effective. I'm not going to deny that. I'm also not the person that came up with it. So naturally, I thought, cool, why don't I try some other really wacky stuff, see if I find something else fun. You can rush out a carrier in about 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh!
They will always have defenses. They will never die to it.
It'll never
But
die.
you can do it! You can try proxying it too, but unfortunately most people are just too good. Like, no one will die to it, from what I can tell. Yeah, you can get them out onto the map a lot quicker than you could in the past. But the unfortunate reality is that in terms of actual game development, as in the way armies grow, it's still too late.
Well, would it be more effective to get a mothership first?
It would probably be more effective to get a Tempest out.
Tempest.
Just
Ooh, actually, oh, that would be so good.
Yeah, a Tempest at that time period is okay. I mean, it starts to apply pressure, but it's just like at that point, I don't know.
Oh,
Like,
that could be so fun PvT though. Oh, it could be awesome.
However, in a 2v2, I feel like this is a totally valid strategy, and I will use it.
Yes.
So,
Mass
all right,
carriers.
I'm gonna proxy carrier behind the opponent's base, and when he's confused, you're gonna take 2 expansions.
Omega uses Confuse Ray.
Yes, often.
The opponent hurts himself and being confused.
That's the idea. So the random banelings trickling in are actually doing a decent amount of damage to this army here, but it is not enough. Battery goes down, the army is being obliterated. Chaos is now down to 10 army units, but he's kind of managed to regrow his economy to at least 1 base. It's a start.
As a start, Elyzium got a little bit more control of the map, though. She's actually got a command center landed over here at the gold. That's gonna set Chaos back a little bit further than he'd like to be. Still trying to pump out more units here using the larva up, and no injects, no queens here. Queens are off wandering around somewhere, doing their thing. Probably spreading creep.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he wants to do here. I mean, why not? Just spread the creep as much as possible in this situation. I think Chaosy might... No, the fact that he's running some of his remaining precious workers out into the map makes me think he's trying something silly.
It's actually long-distance mining.
Oh, never mind. They were... their home is gone, so they're just... they're packing up and moving across state.
They're in denial.
Left some things back. They've left some things back home. Gotta go back. It's pretty embarrassing. Meanwhile, all the mules. Actually, not a good place to use these, by the way. They're essentially just SCVs on mineral patches on these gold minerals, but that's okay. It looks fantastic, so why not?
It really does. All the yellow and the orange. Pretty awesome.
But yeah, Elysium's building up an army here. She's already 165 supply to 51. Sometimes this happens too, guys. I mean, when you're looking at games that are not pro level, sometimes they're wacky. Sometimes this happens where no one knows when they can kill the other person, so they just kind of hang out.
Yeah,
for a while.
it's just evidence of 2 players.
I mean, from Chaos's perspective, it's like, well, he hasn't come to kill me, so I guess I keep playing. Like, that's literally what you think, because you're like, well, I could leave, and I probably did, but maybe there's a chance, and you don't know, so you hang in there.
Right. Another one of them has really been scouting very much, so they don't really know exactly where their opponent is, but...
Oh, now Chaos knows.
Now he knows, yes.
Here comes the Death Ball.
Death Ball moving in. 4 Banshees here with plenty of energy for Cloak.
Got some small football players with guns, some large football players with guns, some flying heel buses, and car guns. Big guns on the cars, though.
Big car guns.
Car gun, one of my favorite heroes in Hero of the Storm.
Oh, yep. She's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Sergeant Cargun.
Yep, Sergeant Cargun.
I need to play as Sergeant Cargun tonight.
Sergeant Gun Car.
Gun Car.
So this is Roaches versus an army designed to kill Oh no, Banelings. This could be a problem actually. No splitting. Oh, okay, that works too. I'm actually not certain why she was running.
Roaches don't want to pick on this army right now, though.
Nope. Whoops, I got lost. It's I'm not sure what he means actually.
Oh. I just moving in. Get
Oh,
obliterated.
that's why she quit. Oh, she thought the main base connected over there or something.
That turn Deathball moving in, cleaning up the creep. Gonna eat these buildings alive with this gunfire. And I think writing on the wall here for Mr. Chaosy this game, pulling the drone. There they go.
Oh,
Explosions of tank
I
fire.
recognize Chaos's clan tag now. That's a Toonami clan.
Oh,
Like, as in the thing with the animals in the
animals.
dubs.
Oh, cool. I'll bother him about it later.
What's on Toonami these days?
I don't know, actually. I haven't watched Toonami in years. I heard it came back, but...
I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to have much of a reason to when like, Crunchyroll exists, but yeah.
Right.
I mean, just saying. I'm so sorry. You got that reference. Also. So you're part of this community, and I would hope you would. There's a GG. This base has been annihilated. Let's see. And there we go. He's not going to make her hunt everything down. Okay.
There we go. Chaosy taps out. Well done by Elyzium. Pretty solid macro there, keeping ahead of the Zerg opponent. Almost max by the end of the game. Floating 9k minerals. Plenty to work with. Game 2. Expedition lost. Let's see if the players need a quick break, breather, water, bathroom break. Fun stuff.
So, who are you looking forward to playing now that you were blocked out of Heroes for 2 weeks?
I miss Nova. I miss Nova so much. I love pegging Sylvanas and Kael'thas players that don't know really how to play them yet. They get out of position and they try and run off by themselves because I think Kael'thas' stun is pretty badass.
So, you know they nerfed him a little, right?
Yep, the living bomb no longer chains indefinitely.
Now, what was insane about that is if a person was standing on a group of minions, it could actually stack 7 or so times onto the hero.
Oh my god.
Which is why they would just disappear. Or if we were all in a group, it would explode on a person like 4 or 5 times in a row.
I knew that felt way too powerful.
That's been changed. So he no longer annihilates entire groups. But there is a build you can use with his convection talent where you like stun them on top of Flame Strike. It still does about 5,000 damage, but now it requires a like complicated combo that's difficult to pull off. And that's fine. That'll be cool. I mean, he'll still annihilate warriors in almost one hit, which is a little scary. But, you know, like...
Well, I think that kind of damage needs to be difficult and complex to land. And if you pull it off, it's very rewarding.
Yeah. It's a lot cooler that way.
Well, it balances the game.
Well, literally, it got to the point where the counter strategy to Kael'thas was to never group up. And that's a little silly.
Yeah, well, later on in team fights and stuff, though, it's hard to just... I don't know.
I mean, you, like, literally can't be near each other.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Yeah. No, he just... Yeah.
It was too for sure. Also, if you think about it, there was another element to that which was kind of lame, in that you always just use the same build.
Yeah.
You still kind of use the same build. Like, your options are really super limited with that character, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think I remember reading a thread about that on the Heroes subreddit, that some people felt that there were several assassins or warrior players, or warrior characters, excuse me, that had more versatile builds, such as Vala. I mean, you can build her several different ways and still be very effective. But they're, heroes like Kael'thas. You don't pick the right ones, you can expect to lose. Same thing with I'd like to say Nova is the same way. There's really no variance if you want to do burst damage. It's kind of like, okay, well, my decoys do damage. That's cool and everything, but I have to give up, I think it was crippling shot for decoy damage or something like that. That's vulnerability. You can't really sacrifice something like that.
Yeah. Or like, for say, on there's actually one thing you can do with Nova, which is, I feel you can go either whatever they renamed the talent that used to be called, what it used to be called? The one where you get more damage after using an ability.
Oh, you mean one in the chamber?
Yeah. Like, I actually feel that's an option. against anti-armor shells.
Yeah, actually, I've been using that in the last couple times I've played her. It feels pretty good. They buffed it.
Well, it technically, in the literal sense, anti-armor shells is not an increase to your damage; it's an increase to your burst ability.
Yeah.
So technically, you have an option there, which is to do slightly more damage over a longer period of time, or to do it all at once, which depends on your role in that match, I guess. But if
Yeah.
you, but the thing is, if you're ever in a situation where you need Nova to do anything other than kill a hero, that is probably a better choice.
Yeah, one in the chamber. I've actually been experimenting with that too. I really love anti-armor shells, just for what you mentioned. You know, the
Yeah,
burst.
it's so good at that.
You
Like,
need
can
it.
shoot someone
Oh.
and run away. It's great.
Yep, sometimes you need that, but it's situational, like you said. That's makes a lot of sense. We'll be trying it out tonight.
In the top right of the map here on Expedition Lost, it is our orange Terran player, Elyzium, currently up 1 game.
And her opponent spawning in the bottom left of the map. Teal Terran player, it is Chaosy.
So, you might be wondering about this. Why is he playing Terran when he said his best race was Zerg? Well, technically, he's early enough in his StarCraft career that he hasn't really settled on one race yet.
Mhm.
So he still swaps around a lot, which is, again, it's pretty normal when you start this game, and I think totally encouraged. You should do this.
Yes, explore, explore. All 3 races, their mechanics are very, very different. Larva for the Zerg. Protoss has to stick to pylons. Terran, on the other hand, just go nuts with everything.
It also kind of, I think, helps you have a little respect for your opponents as well, because you understand how difficult it is to actually do anything in
Yeah,
their
exactly.
face.
I think there were several times I tried playing a Zerg, and I don't like it. I just don't like the macro. It doesn't translate from Protoss. I think Terran translates
No.
from Protoss very well, but the Larva and the Overlord stuff, I don't like that.
It's a very, very different style of play,
Yep.
for sure.
Drives me crazy.
For Protoss versus Terran, it's a different style of engagement rather than a different style of production. They essentially have the same type of production. Where you build is a little bit different in some cases, like you're using a gateway army. But, that means that you set up your army a little bit different when you're going for an attack. Like, Terran has units streaming across the map, and they come out fast enough for that to be reasonable. You try that with a Protoss, you're going to die. You have
Exactly.
to have a pylon nearby.
And I mean, it even comes down to smaller stuff like the way that buildings are built. Between Terran and Protoss, Terran, your SCV is linked to that building until it is complete. Protoss, I love Protoss and the fact that you can just pop open a wormhole and walk away.
Okay. Well, now that the tasteless segment is complete here, let's go ahead and talk about the cast. That's kind of what I've been feeling like calling it lately. He's probably the best caster at doing that, by the way.
Yes, no,
Like,
definitely.
Talking about normal stuff and then talking about super basic things and then moving on. But like, there are times when even he says something where it like cracks the illusion. And he
It's-
essentially becomes the John Madden of esports for a couple seconds, and you're like, oh.
It's a hard juggle. It
Yeah,
really is.
So, you kill the core, you win the game. And you're like, mm-hmm.
Oh, they're going ham on the core.
Yeah, and that's the other end of it, where he's awesome. But in any case, it looks like Elysium here is going for a little bit of a faster expansion over Chaosy, and economy's going to be rolling for Elysium, which means there should be a window of time if Chaos wants to go for some kind of an early attack here, where he should be able to get some damage done. But so far, it seems like backing Chaos Town, he's just getting that tech lab going. So he might have Stim in mind, he might have some... Yeah, oh, there's a factory. Okay.
Factory moving straight up into something factory tech. Not really clear yet.
No.
I think he's still making his decision.
I am at least somewhat hoping that since it's a double gas, that we're seeing a rush to battle cruisers, not a rush to banshees. So it actually very likely is a rush to banshees.
Oh, that would be beautiful. We don't get to see battle cruisers very often.
And it's actually just like the Thor thing. If you're dealing with an opponent who like got themselves supply blocked, you can show up with like 3 SCVs and just repair the thing through anything they have.
Right.
It's really silly, but awesome at the same time. Oh, there's a scan in the top left.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Confirmed. This is not a 4-player map. Fantastic.
Yeah, he's
All right.
checking. Just making sure.
Just make sure.
Gotta make
Who
sure.
someone was checking. That actually was probably a misclick. I'm betting.
It's possible. He's racking up a lot of gas, though. He's got a combat shield on the way. He's building a reactor on his factory. Ellie?
Yeah, I said, there goes my dreams.
Sorry, buddy.
Sadness. That's okay. Maybe next time.
Maybe. Well, this SUV was gonna build something. It's a turret. Sorry, no starport. Surprise!
Okay. Thing is, though, if Chaos is actually going for a normal thing here, if he doesn't get over there and start doing some damage, he's going to be in a real scary situation in a couple of minutes here where Elysium's just going to have vastly more production ability than him, and there's not going to be much he can do about it. And I think the fact that he's shifting a lot of these extra minerals that he's pulling in, which probably should be saved up for an expansion, they're just going into these missile turrets. That was on purpose. It happened twice.
Happened twice. He scanned the bottom right.
It's probably not a misclick. Someone scanned. It actually... Does it actually show you the color of the scan?
Yes, it does. I saw
Oh,
that
so
it
that
was
was
teal.
Elysium. Oh, maybe she didn't realize that it was a two-player map. I mean, that's possible. I mean...
That's okay. You know what? Both corners of the map have been scouted now. They know exactly where their opponent is.
Yes. I mean, you can't actually...
Both players are very worried about it.
See that? I see you. I see your question. When I raise you, we'll play Civ 5 probably tomorrow.
You do tonight? Why not tonight? Do it.
You want to play Heroes, right?
Yeah.
You don't play Civ a little bit.
Oh.
We have a 12-hour game going so far. We've just reached
12 hours. Don't you need all players to continue that?
We did. We played for like 3 nights in a row this week.
Oh my Jesus. You guys are crazy.
No, that game's awesome, dude. It's like playing Risk with your friends back in the day.
So has Gandhi nuked you yet?
There's no Gandhi in this game. Oh my gosh.
Speaking
You know what? I'll
of
save
nukes,
that story for a little bit because Cassie's shown his hand. He's getting ghosts. He's getting the Ghost Academy. Presumably, of course, for the ghosty techs. But that's actually Banshee's cloak, isn't it?
This one in particular, yes, is.
It is. So, Elysium also has some interesting thoughts in mind. And I say, why not? I mean, she obliterated him with a Banshee last time. May as well do it again. Or at least try.
Oh yeah, did crazy damage. Wondered the game in that case.
However, Chaos, I have a feeling that's probably what these missile turrets are about. Now that I think about it, he probably was just thinking about that, how that like ripped a hole in him last time. But yeah, Civ 5, by the way, yeah, if you get the Civ games, Beyond Earth might get there one day. Civ 5, get it with the expansions. It's a good experience. It's really good.
Yeah, I have to try it out. I've never played a Civ game. Closest I got was Anno, Age of Empires type thing.
Yeah, you should do it.
Sounds good.
And yeah, I'm like, so if anyone ever says, you just want to play a quick game of Civ, it doesn't happen. There's no quick... Well, technically, it is a quick game of Civ. There's such a thing as a long game Civ. You can put it on the whole world map style, set it to marathon, turn off time victory, and you're good. Maybe you'll finish next week.
Just leave it up on your computer, come back home later.
Yeah. But basically what happened, man, I kind of want to talk about it. I feel like we have the time, but I know that I might miss something important if I do. You know what? I'm going to run that risk anyway. So... Here's how our game's gone, right? Okay, we got 4 players as well as 2 NPCs. I'm playing as Carthage. We have Case on Venice. Oxy's rolling the French on another continent. And Dirt, aka Fried Dirt, is hanging out slightly to the north of me and Case with the, I think it was the Iroquois. Our 2... I gotta remember here. This is where things get a little fuzzy because I actually don't know what one of the NPCs is, but the other NPC is Indonesia. So pretty much the way this has gone so far is, Oxy is hanging out with this NPC on another continent. There's a giant island in the middle of the map where one of the other NPCs is hanging out, and it's pretty much just me, Dirt, and Case hanging out on this other continent. A lot of time passes, and then interesting things start to occur. The NPC declares war on Oxy. He obliterates the NPC, takes its capital, and then declares peace with it. They still exist, but he now owns their home country.
Owns their everything.
Yeah, essentially owns their capital. He's pretty much obliterated them. At one point, Indonesia decides that they want to spread their religion hard. They basically go up into our territory, They start trying to spread into fried dirt, who's also trying to spread his religion. By the way, I'm like in the middle of the two, so there's like half of my cities are one religion, half of the other at this point. And I'm just kind of hanging out because I didn't understand the religion mechanic enough to get involved. And now the story's gonna have to wait because there's an attack going on. I'm sorry, guys.
Huge
This
attack. Yes. She's gonna knock down the back door, I think. He's gonna see this coming though pretty quick if he pays attention to this factory.
Well, let's see what we got to defend here. It's just Marines, a Marauder, and a Hellion. It's gonna hurt because there's medevac's here, so this force can tear through that hard. A medevac, sorry. One. There's a Banshee.
Back one Banshee here.
Okay. So if you ever hear shooting on the edge of your hearing in a StarCraft game, that's because one of your units can hear something. As weird as that may sound, I'm serious. Like if you put an observer across the map and you hear a really quiet version of the medevac pickup, that means they're picking up their units under the observer. Oh my goodness, they're attacking me in a choke point. It is brutal.
Oh crap.
Powers of Concave be with you.
Powers of Concave. Hellion goes down. 2 Hellions not gonna pop. Gonna get denied. He's moving in again.
There's a ghost with a nuke. Is that nuke actually done? Why are you making noise, phone? Shut up.
The nuke is complete. The ghost? Where's the ghost? He's in a medevac. Head across the map. He's defecting. He's abandoning his homeland.
He's got to do it, man. He's got one mission. His mission is to drop a nuke on something. It doesn't matter now. I mean, the war is lost. The homeland is gone. All they have left is their nuclear facility and this base down here, which could actually probably survive this attack if you just grab these workers from the barrack. But that thought aside, oh no, he's gonna fly up into the turret. He's got to drop. Oh, he's gonna dodge the turret. Okay, cool. Oh, there's another turret. He's gotta dodge that too. Okay, it's fine. It's cool. Get up there. He's gonna get through. He's gonna get through the missile turret network. Oh! He got through the missile turret network. Ghost is down on the ground. It shot something though, which means the alerts have gone off to high command.
Oh, there goes.
Wondering what's going on. Oh, nuke's going down. I think the ghost might actually be in range of that. It's a little bit sad. Chaos hasn't rebuilt his stuff, but that's okay. Oh no, Elyzium realizes what's going on and moves all of her workers into range of the nuke for the most part. Boom.
Bam! Nuke comes down. It's
Now, unfortunately for Chaos, his opponent still has 31 workers, so this is not quite enough. But
oh, the SCVs are gonna chase the ghost down. He's running for his life.
it's okay. The medevac survived. The ghost did not. The mission was successful. A nuke went off, and Elysium wins the series.
That ghost got shanked by a lot of drills.
Okay, so long story short, Dirt loses his temper with Indonesia, decides to invade them, goes halfway, but before he decides to do this, the best thing ever happens, and he's just like, he does the typical political style, give me all of your resources, or if you don't want me to attack you, and they're like, sure, and they gave him all of his resources, so he's like, cool, and then attacks anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much where it is right now. Tensions are high as we move into the modern era.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, nope, just finishing the story from part of the dead time in the game. And anyway, we're gonna wait for Elysium here, and then we'll get the post-game interview started.
All right. My winless streak continues. So damn close. Like,
Hello.
Hello.
I heard my Skype beeping during the game. It's a good thing I didn't tab out to it now that I read what it says.
No, yeah, that was it's always a good idea to mute that. I feel like whenever you're doing something like this. But anyway.
No, I don't usually have Skype open. Like, I just turn it on when I feel like chatting.
That thought aside, let's start talking about the games. Game 1 was on Vonnie Research Station. Please talk about this from your perspective, Elysium.
Well, I decided I wanted to go do like a Marine Marauder timing push, but I mean timing is I mean I don't know. I just decided forget about timing. I decided I was gonna go like stim combat shield and get some upgrades and then just go kill him, right? And I was like, oh, I ended up actually having low resources because I didn't expand and I had too many buildings to that, you know, I couldn't make stuff anymore and I had to like stop doing things and just wait for minerals so I could expand. But I was so shocked that Banshee took out as many drones as it did.
Yeah.
I was super happy about that. I was like, okay, so I can just sit back and chill until I feel like going to kill you. And then I sent out a push and came across a random base, and then I didn't even, apparently I left a medevac in the middle of the map that I didn't even notice until I did like an F2, group up all my units all in, and I was like, why is there a unit moving from the middle of the map?
Well.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about the Banshee? Because those never work out that well for me. Like I just let him go to town, and I was like, he's killed enough. I'll just let him sit there until he dies. You know.
I just basically I should have just pulled him out, but I should have just made like some spores there, but I don't know why I was thinking by not doing that. So yeah. I decided to just let it die.
I think it's a reaction speed thing. That's actually pretty common with a lot of players when they're early on, so to speak. Because you can get hit with the DT and you kind of don't register what's going on quite quick enough, and then you lose that.
Yeah, I usually panic when something like that happens to me, like a Banshee or our ship core comes in and I can't deal with it right away. It throws me off. So.
Look at it this way. I mean, like
I was on the other end of that today, so it felt good. Sorry, Chaos.
It's all right.
No, but experiencing that is how you get better at dealing with it, because next time it won't be as surprising. You'll be able to react better.
So.
But yeah, game 2, Expedition Lost. Talk about this one from your perspective, Chaos, then we'll go back to Elysium.
So, okay, I'm sorry. I lost my first train of thought there. So, yeah. Are we talking about game 2?
Yeah, game 2.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got straight to thought. So, game 2 was like, I'm getting more comfortable with Terran more than Zerg, even though 2 Zerg is my primary, but I might actually get away from Zerg. I might change my main race to either Terran or Protoss. But anyway, on to game number 2, I decided to try to go for to a updated. Try to do I had a build ready and ready to go. I tried to do a marine set up a marine rush, which didn't happen. Marine marauder and yeah, but that didn't work. So I tried to get all my. I just basically couldn't get out my base.
Mhm.
It's harder to explain than it looks.
Right. Okay. But you did get the nuke off in the end. That's the part that probably the only thing that matters. You killed things with the nuke.
Yep, mission
I
accomplished.
did not. I couldn't see it. I was like looking, and I was like, I don't know, just move all my units a little ways away from wherever they're at. Maybe they'll mitigate some damage. Because I was already doing my attack, and I'm like, I thought I killed all of his command centers, So I was like, whatever, I'll just try to mitigate some damage and mop this up. And it worked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Worked just fine.
Secret Agent Go.
Yeah, and then I forgot about my Banshee. I sent my Banshee over, and then I have a horrible habit of doing an F2 all in when I decide I'm going to do a main attack. And the Banshee flew straight over everything uncloaked and died to some turrets, I think. So. Oh well. But yeah, I went command center first. Well, I guess. Yeah, I went for a really quick command center on the second game because of what happened the first game, and I just thought maybe it was risky in case he decided to attack me, but it worked out. I'm really glad I scouted the Ghost Academy. I don't know if it would have made too much of a difference, but it made me just I made some more orbitals and then saved my scans. I normally spend all of them on mules.
And then I just said, "Damn!" when you scouted attack.
Yeah.
My plan was basically ruined by that point.
Yeah, and I think the ending was pretty great. All the SCVs chasing the ghost around and.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, this looks so stupid. Get him! Just kill that stupid ghost, and then I could go back to attacking and killing those buildings. Yeah, and I really got to work on, like, I don't know, I have a tendency, I just send everything in, I don't think about the arc, you know, when I was attacking the planetary, I'm like, wait a minute, all my guys are just, like, stuck on the ramp, not doing anything, so then I, like, stopped attacking, moved down, and then took it out. I probably would have been better off just moving down the ramp first. Because they weren't very effective, all clustered there.
Yeah, planetary is kind of a pain in the butt, especially the splash damage. That could have done. That actually could have held him in there if that had gone on too much longer. But
yeah, I was a little worried about it because I didn't have a medevac anymore.
Yeah.
yep.
I took a series though. Yes. Sorry. I don't know why I should apologize for
No, you
winning
shouldn't.
because I lost my
You're-
other two
I think
series.
it's like more like you're apologizing for the jubilation.
Yeah. Well, I tried
I feel
my
good. Yeah.
best.
No,
I will hopefully. I think I might change to Terror/Protoss in the next match in 2
Right.
weeks. Like in 2 weeks, yeah.
just
Yeah, I
pick
think if
one
you had got
purpose,
those
you'll get
nukes
there.
over to me before I decided to move out, I think I probably would have stayed put for a bit because I would have probably shaken me up. But since I got my attack in first before your nukes came over, I think it gave me the confidence to just throw all the units at you. Because after I took out your main, I figured, I don't know, maybe it's bad. I have a tendency to just throw away whole armies and then rebuild them. And I figured since I took out your main and I didn't know if you had a third or anything, I was like, yeah, I figured I had enough economy to throw away my army.
Yeah. I'm a bit shaken up from like the two. I still need practice. I'm still new to the multiplayer scene. I've just basically started doing the multiplayer. Like as soon as I got the game, playing campaign on like side.
Mhm,
So yeah.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm Bronze League, and stuff, so it's just for fun, and like I lose a lot, but when I
I lose a lot too.
you're enjoying it, like I really like the show matches because I think it gives me a different perspective of my game. Like I'm like, oh, I almost want to cringe sometimes. I go back and watch them. They're in the commentary, like, oh my god, they're probably like, what the hell is she doing? Like I accidentally pulled all my SCVs into a refinery at one point. And then I
Nah,
had some like building problems where I kept hitting the wrong build, and I was like, no, I don't want a factory escape. Build, no, I don't want a factory escape, and I like wasn't doing shit for like 30 seconds. So
now that kind of
that's
stuff we don't really highlight much, unless it's something like when you scan the corner of the map, because then we were like, oh, why did that happen? Oh, okay.
oh, if I'm scanning random things, I still don't know all these maps, so sometimes
No, I figured that's what it was, but it was just kind of like
or
that.
I'm like chasing things around,
Yeah.
like chasing around like where
Yeah.
you might have other bases. Like I might be looking for a third or fourth, but since I don't know the maps very well, I might be scanning what I think might be a third or fourth, and it's probably not. It's probably like the fifth.
Yeah, well. Ooh.
Okay. Well,
Alright, so.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to ask us?
Yeah.
All royal leaders of the day night, some matches.
Well, I just want to say thanks again for offering to cast even like bronze level play, because
Yeah,
it's
sure.
it's fun
Oh, that's how you improve.
to
You go
participate
and,
in it.
yep, get another perspective, all the VODs and stuff. That's good for learning.
We've had people that have gone from like silver to diamond, plat level over
Yeah.
the course of this. It is just kind of a practice and get better sort of thing. But no, that covers all the questions, and we are done as far as this evening is concerned. So just to remind everybody, we have 2 matches tomorrow. We have at 2 p.m. PDT, Mercury versus the Protoss, and 4 p.m. Covert Muffin versus Death Row. So that should be pretty fun. And Sunday we have Girthing versus Monosaurus at 4. 5:30 we have Otter versus Bertrang, and 7 Ghost Gambit versus CRQ.
Pretty
Once
full
again,
weekend.
special thanks in particular to Ghost Gambit for adminning for us tonight, and 20 Lambda, of course, for co-casting.
Oh yes, of course. Always a pleasure.
That's true.
Yep, and thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right, catch you later.